Good morning, class. Let's start the next topic of chapter friction, that is types of friction. Dear, basically there are three type of friction. First, static friction. Second, sliding or kinetic friction. Third is rolling friction. Let's move one by one. First is static friction. What do you mean by static friction? Dear, static means stationary. Suppose there is a sofa which is in your living room. You try to just remove from that place. So what will you do? You will try to give a first push to that sofa. But sofa don't move from its place. Why? That is due to static friction which apply on the direction in which you are pushing the sofa. So static friction which helps the sofa to be on its own place, that is called static friction. When you continuously apply the force on the sofa, then a point will come when sofa start moving. So that point where sofa start moving or replace from its place, that point is known as sliding friction or kinetic friction. Kinetic means motion due to motion. So what is kinetic? Kinetic means when the object is in motion. That is called kinetic friction also or sliding friction also. Means to say the force required to keep a body in motion, that is after static friction starts. As you overcome from the static friction, that next friction which will come into play, that is the sliding friction, and you will be able to just replace the object from its own place, right? So if you want to compare the static and sliding friction, so sliding friction is more than a static friction, right? Now, you must know that force required to keep a body in motion is less than the force required to start the motion. Right? So, this is because why? Because the irregularities on the surfaces of already moving object which do not get sufficient time to entangled with the irregularities of the other surfaces. And what are the other surfaces over which it is sliding, right? That is why sliding friction is less than static friction. Now I'll explain you in the easiest language. Means to say that in static friction, when both the surfaces are in the regular contact, that time the irregularities are in fixed contact with each other, right? But when the object come into the motion, that time the irregularities means those hill and valleys, right? They may not having get enough time or proper space to entangle with each other, right? That is why that sliding friction that is less than the static friction. Sliding friction surfaces are not in a regular contact with each other. They are just slide over the other, right? So the irregularities takes time to fix with each other. That's why that time we require less friction comparatively to the static friction, right? That is why these two are the friction which we need for the object to move on. Right? Now, let's move to the next type of friction, that is rolling friction. What is rolling friction? The force of friction between the two surfaces in contact when one of them is rolling over on the other is called rolling friction. Just for example, you just take a ball and try to roll over the floor, or simply you leave it on the floor, then ball will roll over the floor and it can easily move on. Another best example, You can take the example of that trolley bags where wheels are present. Those wheels are rolled over the surfaces, and it is quite easier to carry your trolley bags comparatively to a simpler bag that are too heavy and you cannot carry easily. But rolling bag, how much heavy it is, no matter, easily you can just take it at the far distances, right? So rolling friction is much smaller than the sliding friction, always remember, right? So if you have to now compare all three friction, then static friction is larger than the sliding friction, and then sliding friction is larger than the rolling friction, right? Here's some more example of the rolling friction. Means rolling reduces friction. When we roll something on any surfaces, then it reduces the friction, right? That is why in cycle or in the wheel you have seen the ball bearing. See the picture of ball bearing. Generally we are using this ball bearing in all the machine where rotatory motion is required, right? So these are the three type of friction. Let's move to the next topic, that friction, it is a necessary evil. Dear, you must know that friction sometimes it is good for us and sometimes it is harmful for us, or simply both the benefits, means sometimes it is good and sometimes it is not good for us, right? That's why we are saying it that friction is a necessary evil. Why? Because we can walk when that ground offer us friction. If the slippery place, we can fall it down, right? And think, if no friction on the ground, then is walking possible? Not at all, right? That's why we can easily slip over the banana peel, right? Why? Because banana peel having very slippery surface. So as we put our leg on that, then we easily slip down, right? So like this, ऐसे muddy surfaces, on the muddy surfaces it is very difficult to walk. Why? Because muddy surface is also very smooth and they offer very small friction, so easily we can slip down, right? And when you will walk with the help of that grooved shoes means, if you see the lower surface of the sports shoes or normal shoes, then you see there are some grooves. Why that grooves are present there? Provide more friction to the ground, which gives you the better grip for the walking, right? Shoes or slippers with worn out soles can be slippery. Yes, this happen when your shoes just damaged or they just used a lot, then these grooves also reduces and it creates a lot of friction. It reduces the friction, right? And then you can slip down, right? You all can see the tires of the bicycle or the cars or the buses, each and every tire having grooves. Why that grooves are present? These grooves actually gives us more friction, right? So can easily bicycles can move on, cars can move on, bus can move on. Next example, if you are writing something, think, if you are writing something and you are trying to write on a very smooth polished surface, or think like this, you dip that paper in the oil, now that is the most polished or that smooth surface, you will unable to write on that surface. Why? Because there is no friction, right? Sometime in the class you must have observed that while teachers are writing on the board, then nothing is written over the board. Why? Because sometimes board becomes so much smooth, slippery, then we are unable to write anything on the board. No friction is there, that's why. So friction is important for writing also, right? So beta, these are some of the example which tell us that yes, friction is important for our life. Somewhere friction is important for our life also, right? What are the ways to increase friction? Sometimes we want that there should be friction. So what are the ways? How can you increase the friction? Right? So what if I'll talk about the machinery system, to the brakes and the lining of the automobiles, they made rough to increase the friction between the lining and rim of the wheel. See the picture, right? And how we can create some more grooves on that smooth surface. Like this also we can increase the friction, right? And what sometime you have seen the kabaddi player, they rub the sand or soil in their hand. Why? For creating more friction, better grip. They rub the soil in their hand so that they can easily grip the opponents, right? So these are some example how to increase the friction. But sometimes you also want to reduce the friction. So reducing is very easy by polishing the surfaces. You can easily polish the rough surfaces, finish the hill and valleys, and surface becomes smoother. Means there will be very less friction. By applying oil or grease on the surfaces, as we are doing in the bicycles, the chain, if it just removed from that rim, then what we have to do? We have to grease it over. We have to grease it, right? And these grease and oils are actually known as lubricants, right? These lubricants make the surfaces smooth, right, and reduces the chances of interlocking of the two surfaces, and thus reduces the friction. Soap solution, also a kind of lubricant, right? So if soap solution is just split over the floor, then anyone can easily slip, right? So these are the examples of reducing the friction. You must have playing the carom board. Then what you are sprinkling? You are sprinkling powder. Powder make the carom board surface smooth, frictionless, right? So beta, these are the example how to reduce the friction. Now these whatever friction we have read, this is all we have read on the solid surfaces. Are there any other surfaces which offer friction? Yes, fluid friction. That I'll explain you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.